the New World Order will function like a universal superorganism with a centralized consciousness. It will proceed to consolidate individual human consciousness into a centralized unit for the service of the artificial one, the beast, the AI, right? This is an age where humanity will lose freedom. Freedom will be lost for those who will be alive when the system is fully implemented, right? They will not know what freedom is, and many of them will not even realize that they don't have freedom, because humanity of the future will be so brainwashed. Humanity of the future will be so conquered, so subjugated to the synthetic world that they will not remember what it means to live in an organic world of freedom of conscience, freedom of will, freedom of desire, right? Already they are putting mechanisms in place, and they have been doing that for a very long time, putting adequate mechanisms in place, like a gradual covert consolidation of international banking systems. Did you know that the international financial infrastructures in different countries are being hijacked by these hideous parasitic elites, by these psychopaths, these Luciferians, these evil financial vultures who control the planet. If you look at data and statistics in the year 2000, right, you will notice that something strange has been going on for a very long time, and many people are completely asleep to this reality, to this fact. And what is that? Virtually every central bank in the world has been subliminally taken over by these vultures, by these psychopaths, by these creators of the New World Order. Did you know that? Name any country in the world. Virtually every country in the world has subjected their banking system, their financial infrastructure, right? The lifeblood of the economy, and handed it over to these cryptic Luciferian elites who are engineering and creating a new world system, right? Because the aim of these elites, these Luciferians, these puppet masters, right, who control the world from behind the scene, from behind the curtain, their aim is the homogenization of all consciousness, of all political machineries, of all financial systems and infrastructures, of all cultural systems, of all technological forces. They will homogenize, they will harmonize all these forces and make sure that the future humans will not have any room to not be controlled, right? They will make sure that every single soul, every single human upon this earth is completely subjugated to the whims and caprices of this evil elite. And because they are psychopaths, anyone who plans, who thinks of putting any kind of resistance against them is often brutally assassinated. If any president of any country, if any nation appears to stand on the way of this global Luciferian creation of New World Order, they will destroy that nation, they will destroy that individual with no second thought. They can destroy a whole nation in order to achieve one singular goal. Why am I saying this? If you look at data in 2000, the year 2000, you see that except few countries, maybe less than 10 countries as of 2000, are the ones whose central banks have not been taken over by these global mischief makers. Such countries like Afghanistan, Iraq, Sudan, Iran, Cuba, right? Libya, North Korea, right? These are some of the few countries who wanted or who have been fighting to put up resistance from allowing these global Luciferians from taking over their financial infrastructure, their central bank, right? But 2 years later, if you check data and statistics, 2 years later, Afghanistan fell, right, and was controlled by this internationalist, by this globalist. Iraq fell as well, and their financial system, their central bank, was again captured by these global Luciferian creators of New World Order. Remember, gradually they are consolidating all financial systems, all financial infrastructures to make it possible to implement the New World Order, right? So, as of 2003, countries like Sudan, Cuba, North Korea, Libya, and Iran were the only visible ones who are still trying their best to ward off these globalist banking Luciferian vultures from taking over their financial system. But a few years later, even Sudan fell. Sudan fell, and they eliminated the president of Sudan. I think his name is al-Bashir. They accused him of all kinds of crime and removed him. The same thing is happening to Syria. Syria is one of the countries in the world whose central bank was not under the domination of the Anglo-European global elites, right? And look at what happens to Syria. They try to put up resistance. What happened to Syria? Look at Libya. Libya under Muammar Gaddafi was stable. Gaddafi understood the game and wanted to carve out Africa from the hegemony of this cryptic elites. What happened to him? They removed him, and on the process, they destroyed the entire country, right? And they told you that Libya under Muammar Gaddafi was a dictatorial society of repression and oppression. That's always the allegation, right? That's always what they do. These countries who are on the black book of these powers that be, a lot of people think is the West, But if you understand what is going on, it's not just the West. It's a few global elites who are manipulating the entire world, whether you're white or black, as long as you are not part of that 1%. They are manipulating everybody to attain that goal of creating a one-world political system, a one-world economic system, a one-world homogenized cultural system. So they are manipulating everybody. If you are white and you live in the Western society, you are under manipulation by these people. If you are colored or brown and you live in other part of the world, you are as manipulated as white people are also manipulated, right? So that is the reality. So Libya was devastated because Colonel Gaddafi understood the plan and he fought hard. He wanted to remove the entire African continent and some part of Middle East, right, from the economic domination, from the control of the central bank by these global vultures. And they removed him, they killed him. Libya fell. So currently, how many countries are left? Iran, Cuba, and North Korea. And if you watch the media, you see that these global elites, they're powerful. They're very powerful. You see how they utilize the media system to brainwash the masses of the people that these places are like centers of evil. I'm not saying that these countries might not have human rights abuse, and which country doesn't? Name one country that doesn't abuse human rights, right? Name one country that is clean, that is not repressive in one form or the other. But what they do is that they utilize mass media to code the minds of the population to believe that these places, Afghanistan is evil, right? Iraq is evil. Cuba is evil. North Korea is evil, right? Syria is bad, right? Libya is bad. Iran is bad. Because these were the countries that refused their central banks to be conquered, to be taken over by the international elites, and they are going for these countries, and it's just a matter of time and these countries will fail as well. And once they have taken over all these central banks, it is time for them to create a one-world system, economic system, one-world political system agenda, right? That is the goal. That is the plan. That is the agenda. So it is left for us to open our eyes to what the hell is going on and not to buy into the media lies and indoctrinations, because these are the brainwashing, the mind conditioning by these same people that I'm talking about, right? They're evil, they're psychopaths, they're bad, they don't care. They have taken over the whole world financial system, and very soon they will begin to manifest that one world global system of governance where every region, every nationality will be under the domination of the few cryptic, hideous, evil, satanic elites who will dominate with authoritarian disposition every person on this planet, right? So open your eyes and know what the hell is going on. Even the American Federal Reserve, American economy is very strong, but even the American Federal Reserve is under the domination of these internationalists, of these globalists, of these creators of New World Order. Remember, even the Federal Reserve Act was written, I think, sometime 1910 and was signed into law in 1913 by President Woodrow Wilson. Was also the creation of these people I'm talking about. That's how powerful they are. So the Federal Reserve Act is an illegal private banking system owned by few people who are minions of the Rothschild family. The Rothschild family controls the global banking system. These people are not good. They're vultures. They will kill. They will maim, manipulate, destroy a whole population for their global financial agenda, right? They control the banking systems in Europe, in America, in South America, in the Middle East, in Africa, all over the world, including China. They control. And if they can't control you, they will destroy you, and then they will control your people. That's how things work. That's how things work. Everyone is working like a slave for these people, for the Rothschild family in Europe, Rothschild means the red shield. It's talking cryptically about the planet Saturn. And we know the planet Saturn is the gods that the elites worship. It's called the Dark Lord or the Dark Master because these elites have been ruling the world for a very long time. They are the ones who were ruling during the Babylonian era, during the Egyptian era, right? During the Greek era, during the European Renaissance. They are the ones who control the world. Their bloodline controls the world, and you cannot defeat them when it comes to finance and commerce. You cannot defeat them. They control banking systems in London. Take, for instance, the city of London is just a very small, I think 1 square mile. It's like a city within a city. It's like the abode of these global vultures. It has its own government. That even the queen, when the queen goes there to talk to the mayor, the queen bows down and the queen has to walk behind the mayor because also one of the centers of the world are with the highest Masonic establishment, the secret society, the Masonic establishment out there, and they run all global banking infrastructures for the Rothschilds, for the Rothschild family. They rule, they control. Their goal is the homogenization of the cultures of the world, of all financial institutions, of all academic, educational institutions, of all political institutions, so that one tiny group of elites will dominate the entire population of the earth, and they are not going to rule with mercy. They will rule the world with total and absolute dictatorship, authoritarianism, and the future is progressively moving towards technocracy. They're talking of tech monopoly. They control technology. Remember, those who control technology rule the world. It has always been like that from ancient time, right? If you control technology, technical knowledge, scientific knowledge, you control the rest of the population. Activate your mind beyond the entrapment of this illusion, beyond the deception of this world, beyond the belly of the beast, because many people dwell inside the belly of the beast. The belly of the beast is the machine. The machine is the matrix, and the matrix is way older than many souls here in this physical reality. So the matrix, the machine, is way smarter than a lot of people. And to fight the machine means that you have to be aware of the machine, the systems of control, the deceptive system of control that runs this physical reality. The gods of this world. The gods of this world are the machines. Remember, a lot of people around you, your parents, your mom, your dad, your siblings, brothers, sisters, your cousins, your nephews, your nieces, your aunt, your uncle, your friends, your schoolmates, your co-workers, most of their consciousnesses are trapped in the three-dimensional cognition. They cannot process the world outside what the television is telling them, what the newspapers is telling them, what the president or the governors or their mayors are telling them, what their pastors are telling them. Many people are just incapable of rising beyond these systems of control that we are all trapped in. So elevate your mind beyond the system of control, right? So I'm going to stop here. Please do subscribe to my channel. I am the Wisdomizer.